Gotta make this video for the big teeth trolls, man. Hey, bro, listen, calm down, bro. Your bitch ain't going nowhere, bro. She gonna still be there. I don't want her.
As T.I. and Tiny cope with the aftermath, a leaked video purporting to capture King Harris in a private moment with a DL companion has come to light. The case rapidly grew more serious after the video reached King's and T.I.'s homes. T.I., who has a reputation for voicing his opinions, is taking on a personal challenge. His partner, Big Nana, is allegedly taking drastic steps to preserve his family's reputation, even employing a private investigator to find the source of the video leak, which is making an already challenging situation even more challenging. There is more to the controversy than the claims that King's ex-partner released the tape in an attempt to extort the family. For years, King and Tiny have faced criticism for their parenting, with some criticizing their lack of intimacy with their kids. Compared to his parents, King has admitted that he feels a stronger bond with his grandmother. It is made worse by the fact that Two is angry over King's purported inability to ask him about his sex. In addition to raising challenging issues regarding their family dynamic, this revelation is making the father and son more tense. It could be the most significant obstacle the Harris family has ever encountered and could have unforeseen consequences for their relationship and public image.
Had a struggle. You never had 10 bands. So you done or you finished? Now you done or you finished, my brother? Tell your mother Happy Mother's Day and stop getting on here being a f***ing mistake, you hear me? Go love on your mother and stop hating on the nigga. It's Mother's Day. This day's supposed to go to your mother, you trying to give it to me. Come on, bro. I ain't your f***ing mama. I ain't your f***ing daddy. Go do that shit to your mama and your pappy. Never had a struggle. You and your people still struggling. We done made it. We done made it. I'm glad we done made it. Your people still trying to figure it out. So if I was you, I'd ask me, damn, what could I do?
Despite being born into a world of fame, King Harris, the second youngest child of T.I. and Tiny, had a completely different upbringing than what viewers might have assumed from the glamorous family hustle scenes. King had a far more complex reality. He spent a significant amount of his early years primarily being raised by his grandmother, which led to a significant emotional distance between him and his parents. In several interviews, King acknowledged the ramifications of this agreement. He disclosed that he felt more like a supporting role model for his parents, watching them more while the reality program was being filmed, rather than leading a typical family life. Dynamic injuries resulting from this early difference have endured over time. King was not able to receive the emotional support he needed when times got difficult since he was raised in a home that was surrounded by media attention and celebrities. He has expressed how it feels to be open and honest about his sentiments. These unresolved issues started to show as King grew older and turned against the fame and fortune that came with belonging to the Harris family. In a family that prioritized upholding their public persona over fostering close bonds, they were more of an afterthought than a top priority. King felt disregarded and had to deal with challenges alone without the emotional support of his parents. King appeared to be overshadowed by his siblings, especially his older sister Zeke, who was concentrating on her own musical career, according to another remark made by Family Hustle fans. King's relationship with his father, T.I., in particular, has been even more strained as a result of these early experiences of comparison and neglect. The drama that is currently playing out is obviously greatly influenced by these unresolved issues.
I'm telling you, boy, I ain't... You were just at Chop Cafe. Niggas kicked you out. Like, I don't know if that's what made you like, but I don't like...
Sources speculate that T.I. and Tiny may have been the targets of extortion. However, the specific circumstances behind the video's publication are yet unknown. Their entire family, not just their son King, was devastated by the leak because T.I. was known for safeguarding it. The movie purports to capture King Harris in a private moment and was provided by his trusted partner. The fact that King's girlfriend, Big Nana, obtained the tape made things more challenging. Tiny, who was typically viewed as the more compassionate mom, reportedly became upset and unable to speak after learning the news. Due to the leak, which raised serious questions about King's honesty and commitment, the couple experienced a great deal of stress. T.I. reacted quickly to the disclosure, and some even speculate that their relationship would not survive the fallout from the issue. In order to find out where the film came from and whether the suspected DL partner had been trying to blackmail King or the family, King reportedly engaged a private investigator. T.I.'s decision to begin this probe showed his resolve to shield his children despite personal challenges. The investigation revealed that King's alleged ex-partner had attempted to extort him for the video's privacy. In an attempt to ensure that the extortionist was held accountable, T.I. is accused of collaborating with law authorities to have the criminal apprehended, but also about sending a message that the Harris family would not be taken advantage of or coerced. Yet, the family's emotional pain grew while T.I. took care of the legal aspect of things. T.I., Tiny, and King reportedly got into a heated argument during the event, and attention moved from the tape to the more important problems that had been revealed by. T.I. finds it difficult to accept that his son, who founded his business on strict and hyper-masculine ideals, might have a minor gender identification. The mediator's attempt to mediate the situation simply highlighted the parents' continued separation from their child. King, on the other hand, was outspoken during the discussion. He put it is directly the fault of his parents, who are charged with putting their professional lives and public personas ahead of their parental responsibilities. King acknowledged that he was unable to confide in anybody in the family about his personal issues due to the hostile environment his grandmother had established. When King disclosed that he felt abandoned, the discussion turned sad. Since T.I. was preoccupied with handling the situation, the true problem was more widespread than the leaked video. For years, King's emotional separation from his parents had been at the center of the drama surrounding the Harris family. The video leak resulted from King ultimately deciding who to trust as a result of this isolation.
I know my son. Think I ain't spoke to my son. Think I ain't told my son, his mama, and his grandmama. His ass going to prison. If he goddamn keep this up, his ass in prison. Ain't no way around it. Ain't nothing I'm gonna be able to do about it. Can't nobody stop it but him. You know what I mean? I've already had the conversation. I've already made my peace with it. Because I know that energy. I was that energy. I know exactly how it's going to turn out.
The consequences of the recording rapidly became more severe, and Tiny and T.I. were unable to come to a consensus on how to proceed. It would be far less damaging to own the narrative than to let it run amok in the press, Tiny said, urging the monarch to confront the rumors. The world has become more tolerant, Tiny said, and King has the chance to make the situation a positive thing. Even while he felt empowered by being himself, he had a different perspective since, as a well-known person in the hip-hop industry, which is frequently accused of being too masculine and intolerant of LGBT people, he was concerned about how coming out might impact his reputation. It would only fuel the flames, he thought, and give dissidents more chances to destroy their family. The fact that they made a feeble effort to be transparent and claimed that keeping things secret just made matters worse showed how different their parenting philosophies were. T.I., on the other hand, was more concerned with protecting their family's legacy and avoiding harm. King had to choose during this lesson between telling the truth and shielding his family from further scrutiny. T.I. was charged during the argument's hearing of. T.I. responded by saying that he prioritized his fame over his kid Tiny's welfare and his immaturity with regard to the severity of the world. A topic that neither parent could resolve. At the center of the conflict was whether King should put his personal authenticity or the family's reputation first. King wanted to escape the tremendous pressure he was experiencing on the one hand. Although he could not escape the critiques and expectations that had shaped his life thus far, he also needed to think about the importance of his family's heritage and the potential effects of his actions on those in his near area. Fans couldn't ignore the flaws in the Harris family that were revealed by this conversation, but it wasn't only about King. As a result, some fans are sincerely supporting T.I. for standing up for King at this trying time. Despite some fans criticizing him for being overly controlling and disregarding King's independence, the parent T.I. is merely attempting to ensure that his child is not exploited by others who attempt to profit from his errors. They stress that blackmail is a serious issue and that its legal action demonstrates how much he values protecting his family's reputation. They illustrate a pattern of behavior that doesn't particularly promote open communication by citing T.I.'s previous remarks regarding his daughter's virginity. Critics speculate that King's sense of loneliness and his inability to discuss his issues with his parents could be made worse by this kind of control. Wow! One commentator said that King ought to give up having complete control over his kids' lives. It's handling this, and he needs support instead of judgment or exaggeration. King ought to be free to live his truth without fear, someone else stated. Seeing Du's response, which seems more focused on his own image than his son's welfare, leads to more in-depth discussions on acceptance, generational differences, and parenting, which is discouraging. As many of the younger followers point out, grown-ups ought to be more. Believes that King should be free to live his truth without fear of retaliation or pressure to conform to archaic ideals, and that his experiences are representative of the times in which they live. The situation involving the Hare family still raises many questions. Do you think T.I. has the right to keep his son private, or should King take charge of his own story and be honest? Give me your opinions. Everyone appears to have an opinion, but as this story is far from over, please feel free to share yours in the space provided below.